Islam, Allah is the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. With Holy Prophet Glory. I mean, first I'll rise, giving perfect, infinite praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Honest to all Moorish Americans here, there, and everywhere. Giving honest to Montes Garvey Bay, the John the Baptist return to us. Marcus Garvey Bay said, oh, basically a person without nationality is like a tree without roots. So we're going to get right into it. Islam family, this show today is called Consequences. And we all know what that means to a certain degree on portions of understanding. Some of you may or may not know that all of us are suffering consequences to a portion degree. So we have to take into consideration that just because we are born into a corporate entity that does not give us full grounds of full identity and citizenship, because as is being said and told, that there's two different types of entities that's going on right now, and the second one just seems to be dominating. Second class citizenship, 14th Amendment citizen, 3/5 of a person, is dominating all over this nation, and it serves no one, no purpose. Negro, black, colored, Afro-American, African-American, Chicano, Latino, Hispanic. All these names are being trademarked, as I said yesterday in the last night's show. Peace and blessings to the people in the chat. Melissa, peace and blessings to you. Mathis, peace and blessings. And Monkey, peace and blessings to you. And all those who choose to remain silent and not speak, peace and blessings to you as well. I want to get to the root of the cause of the problem that's facing in this nation, because I don't see where anywhere else you can go that you see second class citizenship. I see so much hypocrisy dealing with the so-called nation's capital, because the nation's capital has nothing to do with a nation of people. And every time you turn on that TV, or back in the 80s, you look and on your cell phone now, they always talk about, they always broadcasting lies and deceit. Nation's capital, Washington, D.C. If anybody used to look that up, Washington, D.C. is not even considered part of the 50 states. This is the same Washington, D.C. that is named after George Washington. And this dishonorable European man caused so much havoc and so much hate amongst the indigenous people who are renamed from Moorish American to Blackamoor to Sioux, Cherokee, and Comanche tribe and Sioux and so on and so on and so on. And I really look at the condition and the state of mind of the ones who are in power right now, and they're the most evil, ruthless person. If people think I'm lying, look at the record industry, the music industry, and all this other stuff. They've been promoting all this hate for I don't know how long. You get signed a record contract, you live in a life and all this other stuff. You sign them for a baseball contract, you live in a life, sports, music, whatever industry it may be. And we all know that the dollar is about to crash. It's been going on for over hundreds of years. And we need to really take into consideration that anytime someone asides with the enemy of Allah, he or she asides with the condition that we're living. You get up, you wake up in the AM, you know what I mean, and you get yourself all ready and smelling all good and stuff, and you get off and go into work. Not to mention that you're dressing up to make yourself look presentable for a corporation or entity that doesn't even care about you. And people wondering, what do I mean by that? As I was saying yesterday, you talking about you going to work on a plantation, you game banging on a plantation. That's what's going on. The plantation is where you go to work, where you put your uniform on or whatever it is, the attire that's expected for you to wear for work. So while you at work punching in on the clock, you're making the corporation of that company, which is a dead entity, rich. Now people want to say, Brother Morris, like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the value of you and the multiple people who run the company, managers and all that sort of stuff. Do you know that the job or place of work does not pay through the company? They pay out of your trust fund, and you sign on a dotted line to agree to it. And this is what it's about: consequences. Consequences in not knowing what you have gotten yourself into. Consequences of not knowing that you just signed up for voluntary slavery. Whether you know it or not, it's all about making the money, slaving, tiring yourself, getting injured at work, and don't get no type of appreciation of the hard work you have done. They give you a few gift cards and a few gifts of this and that, and that's supposed to satisfy the hard work that you have done after all these years, your grandparents have done after all these years. But not being let alone, you're getting taxed to death. You're getting taxed on your fiduciary. You're getting taxed because you are being owned by the state. So all that product that's being sold at McDonald's and a combo meal is close to $10, that money goes to Ray Kroc or whoever owns McDonald's. That money don't go to you. That money goes to the corporation because they're broke. We see someone in See someone in the chat. Stop, pause, take a pause for a minute. We have Milani in the chat. Peace and blessings to you. Okay, now back to what I was saying. People, you wonder how you get medical insurance. This stuff is not paid through the government. The government was bankrupted in 1933, as I said in my last show, which was yesterday, and prior shows before that. But the consequences of our actions leads us to always going out, stressing out, and chasing the dollar. Not knowing that we commit such a hideous crime by signing a contract, by amalgamating with a business that we said we agreed to. A marriage contract. That's what a business is. It's a marriage contract. It's an obligation. And this particular obligation says that I do hereby declare that you're going to abide by all these rules and regulations. And not to mention, you're about to settle down and get married again through another contract. The bank. Don't you have to put your signature that you agreed to the terms and conditions? Whatever business that you are in conjunction with, whether it be the gas company, electric company, whatever, you have made an agreement of marriage to pay them their money, because they're the pimp and you happen to be the prostitute. Anyone who works, a working brother, a working sister, a working boy, a working girl, whatever you want to call it, an employee. The rule word to an employee is slave. Because a slave never gets compensated for the work they do. And they pay you pennies on a dollar and say they raise minimum wage, but all of a sudden you're living, but the cost of living seems to rising like a temperature on a hot summer day. But you're getting paid less. But now, if you get paid more and you have a college degree and you still paying for financial aid for a loan? Are you crazy? They just put you in even a tighter grip. Isn't this why, people way back in the day have decided to take upon side jobs to get paid under the table so they can get taxed to death? So whenever they get taxed, they're getting paid under the table to do in-home care? That's what my grandmother did. Very wise woman. That's what my grandfathers did. They worked under the table. Because they knew that making 50 cents per hour was not cutting it. You see what I'm saying? My people, we gotta really think. Minimum wage does not pay the rent. Minimum wage does not pay your car note. So why go buy a new car note? Why buy a new car and get a car note? Right? So that means you are creating an inflation of stress through the mind to allow yourself to come into a contract with an entity that does not have any money, which is Toyota, Honda, and all them ones, they broke. They broke like this country. They're broken. But the issue is that ones are not thinking. They see something they like to have for themselves, but you're constantly paying to something that's already paid for. You're double paying. Not to mention credit. Credit is something that you owe. That's another enslavement. My brothers and sisters out there, I'm saying this to you because this is all facts. We're so wrapped up into working so much to the point where we don't have a time to sit down and study for ourselves. The book of Hosea says, my people will perish for a lack of knowledge. That's what I said yesterday. But I need y'all to really take it into consideration. Is it really worth at this time right now to have a child, knowing that a child costs more money? You have to feed the baby. You have to buy baby food. You have to buy clothes. All of that. Right? So costs more money to clothe the baby, feed the baby, and teach the baby. But yeah, you want to go buy a new car. Does your income, did you write down on a piece of paper how much your rent is? The rent is what? $2,000, close to $3,000 for a 3-bedroom? Not to mention you have to pay light, water, gas, and sewer. And then you got to pay for food. Then you got to pay for gas. We're talking about inflation. But not to mention people who are rich in these high places are taking our money. But at the end of the day, when you get paid, the money you get paid leaves out of your hand into the rich folks' corporations' hands. And guess who's in charge of all of this? Do you know why? The reason why we have this government of democracy? It's because of the simple fact that they're an entity that the second-class citizens depend upon. And everything that we do, as far as like paying taxes, Social Security tax, and all sorts of stuff, they're taking money out your fiduciary, family. I don't understand why you go to a job and you get paid all this money and then you getting taxed. They're getting 20-30% off the top of what you make. That's just highway robbery. They don't need the money. Then you gotta pay a mortgage. Then that's hanging over your shoulder. Well, did you know that paying a mortgage is the same thing as paying rent? That's not your property. That property belongs to the bank. Again, everything goes around consequences. The energy you put out, the sin lies within the wish. Family, I can't make this up. When are the brothers and sisters going to realize that you are trapped inside of a maze, and right now you are the rat that is trapped inside of a maze, and you're the only one can get out? And the question is, they put up all these barriers so that way you don't succeed. Of course, you want to have abundance of money and all this sort of stuff. You want to have a good, lavish lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's all about what you do and how you get the money. You got all types of ones, government entities hanging over your head, while the puppet master is treating you like Pinocchio. And they the ones pulling the strings, and you try to figure out where is all this disaster coming from. If you're awoke, you're awoke. If you're asleep, you're asleep. I mean, come on now, let's call the facts what it is. I need y'all to understand the consequences of calling yourself Negro, black, and colored, Puerto Rican, is a huge problem because you have no rights to begin with. And the situation at hand right now does not work in a second class citizen's favor. We all gotta be for sure that we have a plan to get out the situation. So now you have to constantly ask yourself this question: how are you going to get out? People have families, children need their mothers and fathers. And the problem is, they have such a tight grip on the economic system that not everybody is guaranteed a job. And this has put a constant strain on mothers and fathers through the years to go get on that welfare. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with getting the food stamps or the Medi-Cal, but there's something wrong when someone offers you something that you're going to have to pay back, or somebody's going to be subjected to paying something back. All Medi-Cal and food stamps is a loan. That's all it is. And now the U.S. government wants to collect. Just like when you sell your soul to your lower self, your devil. And you gain all these things, you know what I'm saying? You get to eat at restaurants with EBT and all that stuff. My thing is this: they went digital. In 2000 something, they went digital. We, back in the 90s, we used to have a book of food stamps. You know what I'm saying? And go buy food with. But now, everything went digital. In the year 2000 or something. And when you really think about this, when people say something's for free, you better question it. You better question what is really going on. And when you sign your name on a dotted line, that means you agree to the terms and conditions, which people don't read anyways. I need the people to really understand what you're truly getting yourself into. The problem is, a lot of people who go on to court over some claims or whatever the case may be, they all get it kicked out and dismissed. Not because they know law. It's because we, as Moorish Americans, have a government, and our government oversees the United States Superior Court, municipal courts, and all that stuff. And it's not a get out of jail card. It's more like a safe haven for you to learn more about contracts and your status on the record. So whatever your status on the record is, that's what's going to reflect, and that's what's going to be determined on whether you're going to be live uh, equal to people who have nationality or not. Are you going to constantly be accepting that welfare? Are you going to be continuing to be popping babies out of your womb and you can't even take care of those babies? Being promiscuous, young men, young women being promiscuous, having having orgies. How many people can you have sex with at one time and all sorts of stuff? How many orgasms can you give a woman or whatever? I mean, it's just stuff that doesn't even matter. But you know what though? It all has a consequences. The choices you make and everything you do has a consequence. It's like saying the energy that you put out is the energy you get back. You put out lustful thoughts through your thought, words, actions, and deeds. That's what you get in return. Words have power, family. And a lot of people don't understand it. But you want to ask yourself this question. When do you take a time out to think before you speak, or think before you react, or think before you sign anything agreement that's going to put you in harm later on? Because there's a thing called garnishing wages. If you owe, you go subpoena you to court. They're going to collect. You keep knocking on that door, devil's door. It's going to open and it's going to be something that you desire and you want. And all the while, it's already a hidden agenda. Such as gang banging. Tell me when a gang banging really serve the people in low income communities the best interest. I'll wait. Tell me since when it robbing people and killing people over drugs and all this stuff is a good living. Because see, whether people know or not, all these social media accounts are already connected to the FBI and CIA. Secret Service organization. The same Secret Service organization that in secret murdered a lot of people. A lot of blood donating has been going on. Human trafficking has been going on since the beginning of slavery. So, why is it that we cannot open our eyes to see that we need to protect our children? These innocent children out here who have no knowledge of life, but they're quick to be influenced by the media and whatever it is on these devices and cell phones, which can lead a destruction to young children to commit acts that's sinful. Because the simple fact that baby cannot be born in sin because they don't know law. Allah does not beget, nor does Allah begot. But what I'm saying to the families, brothers and sisters out there, don't be out there being promiscuous with these Jezebel sisters and your sisters who are Ruth Moabites. Don't be talking about this man is your boyfriend and you over here having being promiscuous with him too. But you guys break up, you go get with somebody else, and then you go and sharing yourself to the next person. And next thing you know, you don't know who the father is, and you don't know who you got the disease from because you was out there sleeping with any and everybody. Again, it's all about consequences. Your actions and what you do. Hey, I'm no saint, but I mean, I've done my dabbing with women. I'm old enough to understand the situation. When you dealing with a Jezebel, you draw what I'm saying? Not a Karen, a Jezebel. When you're dealing with a Jezebel, regardless of the ethnicity or nationality or origin, you're dealing with something. You're dealing with Satan's daughter. And young sisters, when you claiming that you love that thug and that gangster, you know what I'm saying? He's the son of Herod. The son of Herod was Archelaus, that's his father. And he will murder anybody who does not show him no honor. That's the same thing in gang banging. You see what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, sometimes you gotta put a knot on being promiscuous, on going out there and sleeping with everybody that looks good, that looks cute. That sister better have some brains on her. She better have some knowledge. She better learn how to, you know what I'm saying, cook, clean, and sew, which I know she could do none of those above. A girl cannot be a mother and raise a family. A grown woman who has experience and know certain things that she is being raised by her mother to teach her what a wife does. She's a young sultana in training. She's still a princess. A young prince cannot be a sultan overnight. And I'm speaking of facts. So now we got this thing called boyfriend, girlfriend that was being taught by the powers that be. That they put it all in the media. They put it all on TV. They put it all up in your music, all that stuff. Oh, boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what you got? When a woman calls her man a boy friend, he ain't no man. He ain't man as to say, don't call me no boy. And young women, you ain't no different. As soon as he call you his girlfriend, you call it I'm her boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. Oh, so now all of a sudden now you wanna play relationship. You wanna play house. You wanna play that. This now you have not only desecrated her character, and she's desecrating your character too by calling you a boyfriend, and he's calling her a girlfriend. You just desecrated her character, slander. And not to mention that you guys don't even have any obligations to get settled down and get married anyways. You in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, that's a fake husband. But he acting like that's his wife. And y'all don't even know nothing about a relationship. Young woman, you over here talking about that's your boyfriend. But guess what? You just look like a pedophile, just like he looked like a pedophile. Fake wife. That's what boyfriend, girlfriend is. A fake husband and a fake wife. You feel me? Do you draw what your brother man Moore's life is telling you? A boyfriend ain't nothing secure in a relationship by obligating himself and being a friend and getting to know that sister. And as he get to know the sister for more than 3 months, a year or two, being around the families. You draw what I'm saying? And the mother and father are the ones who decide, yes, that young man's good for you. I agree with him seeing you, and do you have intentions on marrying my daughter, and vice versa. But what we have is a broken society. There's no two family homes, and if so, that's very rare. This is not the 60s. This is not 1950s. It's not the 1970s. A broken home is what causes chaos. When a father's not in the picture, it causes chaos. When mother's not in the picture, it causes chaos. That's what it does. I can't make it up. I want y'all to do me a favor. I'm giving y'all some homework. Whoever's listening, whoever chose not to comment on my channel, I need y'all to write down one side. What I love about myself and what I strongly dislike about myself. And if one side is better than the other side, if you got more love about yourself, then you got what you strongly hate or dislike about yourself, then so be it. Or vice versa. So that tells you what work needs to be done, family. If you got mama, auntie, grandma, cousin, uncle, you know what I'm saying? Friend, best friend tell you that you are just straight something wrong with you, maybe you need to get reevaluated. Maybe you need a little checkup from the neck up, from the heart to the mind. Because if you're not thinking logically and you're constantly slandering yourself and you constantly hate yourself and you wonder why nobody wants to be with you, maybe because you're the problem, brother and sister. It's a lot to think about. Don't even think about trying to be in a relationship because it's not going to work out. Because the fix that needs to be fixed has not been solved yet because you choose not to solve the problem. If you are the problem, then how come you don't fix it? Maybe you want to point the finger and blame everybody else for what they have done, but you don't want to correct yourself. You don't want to correct the problem. I need y'all to understand that, family. And these are the things that you must do. Because if you don't, all men gonna do is take advantage of that woman. All women gonna do is take advantage of that man, and then all of a sudden now you have court cases up the yin yang, and you got child support. Oh my gosh, the list just goes on and on and on. The distractions that we are seeing today, new cars, flash clothes, this, and that. I'm not saying don't go out and look good. But do it to the point where, young man, you need to be pulling your pants up and start walking around with them skinny, tight little brother jeans. Because that's not cool, yo. You look like a slave who ain't got no morals. And young ladies, them short skirts ain't cute, yo. You look like a prostitute. You look like a Jezebel. You need to have the dress cover your knees or something, and cover your chest, cause you know it ain't all of that. Cause all you're gonna do is draw negative attention to yourself to be abducted and be sexually mistreated. If that's what you desire, I hope not. But I'm leaving you something that is very, very valid and very important. Because I see it all the time. Young lady walking out with pajamas on, house shoes on, down the street. I mean, that's not cool, yo. That is not cool. For all those who out there do it, you guys need to really check yourself. You really need to check yourself. And all I have to say to y'all is the confidence that y'all have is not too high. Because if your confidence was really high, you would not you know what I mean? You would be dressing with them skinny tight jeans. Young ladies, you wouldn't be dressing showing off your legs in between your cleavage and all that stuff out. Y'all look like harlots. Y'all truly need to check yourself. And as far as women trying to look like men and men trying to look like women, I'm sorry, that's not cool, yo. What you gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up yourself murdered. You know why? Because the simple fact that you starting too much mess, you starting too many problems, and you drawing a lot of attention to yourself, and you acting out of character because that's not even you. A woman don't be put extra emphasis on her body movement and her hands and rotating her neck. Not unless she's really pissed off. Not unless she's a little emotional, then she will do that. But that's only 10-15% of the time. Y'all young sisters who's dressing like dudes. Come on now. Dudes don't even be acting like that. That's the problem. That's how you could tell the difference between authentic people and generic people. Fake people, real people. Real people, when they put emphasis on something, that means that either defending what's rightfully theirs or they're not. When a person put too much extras on something that does not need to be, they're being something they're not. They're being deceiving. And the devil is into deception. When a brother wants to take a sister out, you better say, can I meet mom and pop? You see the house is all dirty. The back, you use the restroom, and the bathroom is dirty. You better run up out that house, yo. Because that woman you going to end up with, your place is going to look the same way. If you don't know how to keep your house clean, if you don't know how to cook a proper dish without running to McDonald's or fast food, then you got a problem. Young sister, you can't even take care of a family if you don't know how to cook. Because all that food out there and that drink is poison. She talks about, I love my man and I go get him McDonald's. I go get him Burger King. Oh, really? You can't even go home and make a turkey sandwich or something? You can't make him a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something? Some regular, and buy some milk or something? You rather spend all that money on fast food, but the same amount of money you spend on fast food, you could put all that food in your refrigerator. We got YouTube. I want to make a chicken salad. Grilled chicken salad. I want to make a fried chicken salad. Or something. Oh, you and here come homeboy. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Uh oh yeah, she got me McDonald's and stuff, and that's what she know how to do. Spend your money on some high priced food instead of going and cooking it for herself and cooking you something and cooking her something. You gotta rip a t-shirt, you gotta rip your pants, you about to embarrass yourself. But she don't even know how to use a sewing machine, but she could go online. Oh no, I don't have time to go online and do the sewing. I don't like it. I don't like what? So you want me to go pay an alteration because my pants are getting too big because I'm losing weight and I don't have enough money to go buy me some pants, but you can't even know how to do alteration for yourself? No, I don't like. I don't want. Oh, that's the problem. So you want me to make them rich, so instead of us saving money, you gonna pay them, but you ain't gonna learn for yourself. You know what I mean? You can't even cook that sister something to eat that you got interest in. Don't you got hands and feet just like her? Right? You can't even whip up something. You can't make her some cream of wheat. You can't make her some grits and eggs and sliced chicken. What if you don't eat pork? What if you don't eat chicken? Some pancakes? Something? Showing some type of appreciation? Oh, that's how we do it. Oh, I see. We're practicing the European Arab form of, yeah, well, the woman should be in the kitchen cooking and having my meal ready. What are you doing for her? I'm calling the facts what it is. What are you doing for her? How are you showing her your appreciation? Especially if you married to her. How are you showing her appreciation, but she supposed to be a stay-at-home wife, but the economy is just all jacked up? It takes two incomes to make it now. Let's get it right. But my brothers and sisters don't think about, oh, I live under mom and pop, so I'm gonna go get on the internet. They're paying my cell phone bill, and I'm gonna go create problems on the internet. You have a poor excuse life for not to know that you are better than that. But hey, what do I say? What do I know? Y'all youngsters think y'all know it all. Y'all disobedient so and so's. But them youngsters out there who out there working, who listen to their brother man Moore's life, want to go get a trade and want to go be a good husband one day and want to learn how to do something. You know what I'm saying? They making a way. These young sisters out here who make it away, who gonna get them a trade or whatever, learn how to sew and all this other stuff. Hey, hey, we gotta look out for each other. A house that is divided is a family that's divided with corruption. Now, don't make me go there, because I will. But I really need y'all to think, because the brother Moore's life ain't always gonna be here. I'm giving y'all information tools so that way you can be able to better your condition. A grown man wants a woman who can be his companion, his best friend, someone he could talk to and share his thoughts without feeling like, he's going to be interrogated and he's going to be looked down upon because he got certain situations going on, certain issues. So, brothers, don't know how to be a friend either. You ain't no different. You don't know how to listen and be a good friend to her and love her and be a good husband instead of getting caught up in your ego. But fix not suddenly on thy present choice depends on future happiness. So be mindful of who you select as your wife. But we're going to have to cut this live short, family. Peace of love to all of y'all. I'm always going to say come with the facts. But Moorish nationality, Moorish American is where it's at. To all my brothers and sisters out there, you got what it takes to change. I could just deliver y'all the jewels. And hopefully I'm not casting my pearls to swine. Because I don't like swine. So, this is it, family. Peace and blessings. Love you all.